Hello, everybody, and good morning. I'm here with Paula Schell, the president and CEO of Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Thank you so much for inviting us to celebrate with you all with your beautiful, brand new building and location. You had the ribbon cutting this morning.
We did.
And quite a reception. So let's jump right in. Paula, first, let's start off by talking about you. You're the president and CEO. How did all of this happen for you to get to this place?
Wow, you know, I've been the CEO going on 22 years, and it's kind of flown by. You know, I've always had a passion for children, and didn't ever think, though, that I would end up in this capacity or in this role. But prior to being here, I worked actually at Lakeview Center, which is the local mental health agency, and I managed group homes for adolescent boys and girls. And I did that for about 12 years, and it just was time, you know, I was ready for change. And of course, I'm going to tell my age a little bit, but you know, you look for jobs back then in the paper. So P&J, gotta love you. And,
in the classifieds.
In the classifieds. And they had posted a position for the executive director for Big Brothers Big Sisters. And I actually told my friend, I said, that is my job. I'm going to be there. And here I am, you know, 22 years later.
Okay, so that was Lakeview for 12 years.
Yes.
And now, how long has it been that you have been here at Big Brothers Big Sisters?
22.
22 years.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Well, and you have seen so many changes with the program. You've seen so many changes with the community and with the kids that you all serve.
Yes.
So in transitioning out of that, that's an enormous amount of experience for you to bring to the organization, which is probably one of the reasons why it has grown to what it is, and you now are in this amazing new facility. What are some of the things that Big Brothers and Big Sisters do? Because I know that there are many people who don't know exactly what you all do. Whether you are, you know, I know some have said, oh yeah, they're a great organization that that connects bigs and littles. That's what you all do at the core, but there's so much more than just pairing people together. So let's go into that.
Yeah, you know, it really is about impacting a life to change them. A lot of the kids that we work with come from primarily from single-parent households. Now, we do look at situations on a case-by-case basis, and it might be a dual-parent household. It could be grandparents raising their grandchildren, could be a foster family, but the primary focus for the bulk of our relationships are single parents. Mainly single moms. We have a few dads in there, but mainly single moms. And so that is our focus. That hasn't changed. I think, if anything, that you could look up at data to say that single parent households have probably even grown over the years. So we certainly haven't seen a difference there in the trends. What we have seen a difference in is the grandparents raising their grandchildren. So it wasn't as prevalent way back when I first started as it is now. And what we're seeing is not single or not grandma, grandpa, it's back to single grandma who is raising grandchildren because her son and or daughter are incarcerated and in prison. So that is a huge trend that we're seeing. Okay,
so you're saying single grandmother, single mother, so is this generational in many cases?
Yeah, I think maybe so, you know, and it's the grandparents, because a lot of them that we have talked to, they never thought that they would be in this position at this time in their life, you know, but they're not going to not step up to help their grandchildren. So we became very passionate about this because we're seeing it go on the rise, that we decided to partner with Council on Aging locally and collaborate with how we can help their grandparents. They have support groups that they do with grandparents who are raising grandchildren. So we came in and presented to them and said, we want to help you. And I personally went and spoke to that group, and you would have thought that I had given those grandparents $1 million.
Wow.
They just need somebody to help them. And so we're very passionate about that population. So I don't think it has changed the trends, but that's probably the biggest that we're seeing is that grandparents raising their grandchildren over the years.
Yeah, one of the joys that it used to be a grandparent was that, when you were finished with them, you can give them back to the parents. But now these grandparents are actually the full-time caretakers.
They are.
And even sometimes other extended family members, like maybe aunts, right?
Yes.
You see a lot of that?
Yes, we do. And, and I always give this as an example just because I'm matched with a little, Hope, and I've been matched for 6 years. And Hope's being raised by a great-grandfather.
Wow.
Great-grandfather. He's 89 years old.
Great-grandchild.
Great-grandchild.
Taken care of by a great-grandfather.
So, there are all situations out there, but those grandparents are very special to us that we really want to see if we could step up and help. And that's what we're seeing. So, back to the original question about me, this was what I always wanted to do. I love the mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Oh, yeah.
What's more important than a relationship with somebody and how you could make somebody better and show them through just simple actions,
right?
Simple activities that you do together that could truly just change their whole life moving forward. And so that's what it's all about.
Well, and we didn't talk about this before the interview, so I know that you may not be able to give me an exact number, but any idea on exactly how many littles you are serving right now in this area?
So, well, I'll give you the statistics from last year. So last year we served 660 kids in a one-to-one relationship. Our goal this year is to tip over that 700 mark. So we're probably right now about 100 and matches shy of meeting that goal.
That is so many children.
It is a lot of kids, and there's a lot that need it in this community. The statistic that I throw out there is it's 1 in 3 kids will grow up without somebody else in their life, that other person.
Right.
And in Escambia County alone, that's over 22,000 children. In Northwest Florida, that's over 55,000 children. Can you imagine just not having that person that you can reach out to that would say, good job, or encourage you to say, you can do it, you can go to college, you can graduate. So that's sad to me.
So and I know that there are so many different circumstances where a big can provide an impact on a little. And I'd really like to touch on this a little bit because it's not so black and white on what scenario would benefit the child. So, say for instance, you have some children that are, their primary caretaker is now their grandmother or grandparents, and then you also have some that are with their single parent or maybe both parents, and then you may have maybe a parent that is a great parent, but they're just working so much to make ends meet that they don't really have a lot of time to spend with their child.
Right.
So, I think it's important that we touch on that there are children with great parents also that still can benefit from this program. So can we touch on that also?
Yeah, it's not all the doom and gloom type stories. There's a gamut of scenarios as far as our little's concerned. Yes, there are some wonderful parents out there, wonderful parents that are doing their best to keep their family moving, to have a job, but they just need a little extra guidance. A lot of them are single mothers that don't have a male influence in their life, and they're raising a young boy.
Right.
So they want that person to step in and help grow their son to be a good man. And so there are great parents out there, and we all can benefit. I benefited from it. My mom passed away when I was 18 years old at a time where you needed that support. And if it hadn't have been for my grandmother who stepped in, so we all can say that there's somebody in our life. And I just wanted to touch on that because
we have so many great programs in Escambia County and in the city of Pensacola, and it's not a negative to take advantage of these services. And Big Brothers and Big Sisters is a prime example of that. It's not a negative if you want to get your own child, involved in the program.
Yeah.
And now, you have this new facility. That's what we are here to celebrate today. So let's talk about the new facility and the Bear Family Foundation, their involvement with it.
It's been a wonderful morning. I mean, we actually have been in the facility since May. May 13th is when we moved in. But it was time to have that officialness around the facility itself. And so, we are currently in a $1.5 million capital campaign. It's our 30th anniversary year.
Right.
And things have just kind of fallen in place, like I shared this morning with everybody at the ribbon cutting this morning. It's just, we've never done anything like that before, to be able to expand our programs and services. So it's not just about this building and the bricks and the mortar, but it's about what we're going to be able to do to serve more kids, or to expand on the quality of what we're already doing with those matches, because of being able to have the space to do that. So that campaign is our guide moving forward to hopefully get us to the point where we're going to be able to do that. And we're in here and we're starting to do some of those elements.
Amazing.
So this morning was the official unveiling of the Bear Family Foundation Center for Hope. And people came around and toured and took a look of everything that we've got happening here and how we're all set up, and it's been wonderful. They have given us a $500,000 gift. But it's a matching gift.
Yes, yes.
So anything that we raise is matched dollar for dollar up to $500,000. So it's exciting to be able to go out and share with people and to tell a potential donor, anything that you do give to this campaign and to this project is going to be matched dollar for dollar.
Wow.
And that just kind of like, they're like, oh,
double their money.
That's a good deal. So we're excited about it. And then we've just, through that gift, there's been other wonderful partners that have come to the table and have stepped up and have given toward the campaign. We're not done. We've just tipped over the 1 million mark, and we still have a long way to go, and so we need everybody that believes in our mission. And one of the walls here in the building will be called our Defenders of Potential donor wall.
Oh, yes.
So at the end of the project, everybody who has given is going to be listed on that wall.
Well, okay, so now community involvement, volunteers. Let's get into what is the so you all have an amazing staff here, and it's what keeps everything moving, but you couldn't do it without all of your volunteers and your bigs.
Absolutely.
So let's touch on that, because what is the best way for someone to get involved if they want to participate?
Yeah, so before we started, I shared with you the easy thing to remember is our phone number. So it's 433-KIDS. So you just walk away with that and then look as you're dialing to see that, but that's 5437. So 433-5437 or 433-KIDS. And just give us a call, and any of the match specialists can help somebody if they're interested in becoming a Big Brother or Big Sister.
Great. And then I guess you all are also involved in social media.
Yeah, so we're very active on Facebook. You can follow us there, Instagram, Twitter. And that's about all I know. My younger staff can handle all of the other stuff that goes with that, but that's my knowledge right there.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the number up and the website up again. If you're interested in becoming a volunteer, because I'm sure you need volunteers for all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's not if you can't be a big. I mean, we have other places for you. So.
And then also, if someone wants to donate to the cause, they
absolutely.
can contact you there too. So, Paula, this has been wonderful. You've taught me so much. We went way longer than I had anticipated, but there was just so much good stuff to talk about.
Thank you.
So, anything you want to say before we finish?
No, get connected with us. We love you.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you again, Paula.
Absolutely.
And thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, you could throw them down in the comments, but what I would recommend is just go ahead and give them a call at 433-KIDS. All right, goodbye.